Greetings, family. It's Empress D, obviously, in a beautiful nature space. I hope everybody's well and getting it out into nature. And I actually hope everybody's started their journey to get to know themselves, their journey to a higher consciousness, right? Anyway, so I wanted to talk about today solitude. Solitude's kind of necessary in order to examine oneself. And examining oneself is abundantly necessary for evolution. So it's so funny because we all have our social media and we get an algorithm. So the algorithm sends us stuff that we're interested in, right? So it's so interesting because my algorithm sends me the stuff I'm interested in. So I get a lot of spirituality stuff, a lot of self-improvement stuff, a lot of elevated living stuff. It just comes to my feed for whatever reason, which I'm grateful for because that's the algorithm. That's how it works, I guess, right? And so I get a lot of this stuff and it's in alignment with how I think and in how I live my life, so that it reassures me that I'm on the right path. And so it's so what I realize is that on this journey, you need to have time with yourself. If you don't have time with yourself, you won't have an opportunity to self-reflect. And if you don't self-reflect, you can never improve, right? So we all do it. We all self-reflect and make changes, right? So if we take one way to work all the time and we find that it's always slow, there's always traffic, and we try an alternate route, that's us like evolving and trying to grow and seek a different way, right? And a better way, a more efficient way, right? And so we do it all the time. We self-evaluate. We evaluate, taking this way doesn't work. Let's take another way. That's a self-evaluation. That's evaluation of where I'm driving the car. So it's so easy to do it with things like that. I guess it's a little bit more challenging to do it with your diet, to evaluate, okay, am I eating right? Let me change this, let me change that. A lot of us do that, right? And that's something that we do as well. That's another form of self-evaluation. But the more challenging self-evaluation, family, and the self-evaluation that most of us avoid, is to evaluate ourselves. That's where it's very challenging, but very necessary. And it's so good to see that there's so many people that are self-evaluating every day, right? It's part of it. I see that there's like a movement with men that is calling for self-accountability. Oops, sorry, family. Making sure that they are in the best shape that they are can be in, and making sure that they're eating well and making as much money as possible, like self-accountability. So they're evaluating themselves based on those parameters, and they're controlling what they can control, right? Be the best man you can be, and don't worry about a woman, because a woman will come, right? So if there's a movement out there for men doing that, which is awesome, I think that the message is we all as humans should just try to be the best we could be every day in all areas of our life, right? That's it. That's like every person's goal, whether you are in a relationship, looking for a relationship or not, or single and wanting to be single. Everybody's required to be the best they could be. Imagine if everybody focused on that. Not just having the best body or the best clothing or the best car or the best house or the best job or the best watch, or like external status symbols. No, let's be the best us, right? Let's have the best physique we can build for ourselves. Let's have the best spiritual relationship with yourself. Let's have the best mental health we can have. Let's be the best parent we can be. Like, why not? Why not? Why not think about those intrinsic things and focus on doing things to attain those as opposed to attaining material possessions? We've been tricked, family. We've been tricked in terms of what the priorities and what's important in life is. Yes, we need finances to maintain our lives on this planet. Definitely, the more you have, the more comfortable, more options you have, right? So, and I actually think that it's part of mastery of this planet is financial abundance. That's part of the mastery of this planet. You cannot master Earth a pauper, because then you won't be able to be comfortable, at least if you're living in the societies that we live in, right? You know, I guess you can go into Tibet, and that's where you really. But anyway, that's something to speak about in another video. What really is peace? But I think you can have peace in a material world, but you have to have money to do it, right? And I can use myself as an example. I love nice things and wonderful things, but I'm happy right now, and I've lost everything. So whether I have my material things or not, it's not going to affect my inner peace. What it will affect is my living conditions, right? And so, again, I think that achieving financial abundance is part of the challenge of being on this planet, part of mastering planet Earth. Anyway, that's just my thought on it. So, I think we were talking about solitude and how necessary it is for reflection, self-reflection. So I guess part of the areas of life that we have to self-reflect on are multifold. It's not just I'm good because I'm well off financially. That's not enough. We have to have other parameters by which we measure ourselves. How is our spiritual health, right? How's our mental health? How are the health of our relationships? These are the areas that we have to make sure that we're in check in our lives. I don't know how much of us evaluate, what else? And of course, finances is there. There's so many different areas that we have to focus on and making sure that we're doing well in, right? And it's a lot to master all, right? But solitude is important, family. A lot of people don't want to be with themselves. And it is, like, I get it. But start in small increments. Be with yourself for 5 minutes. Regularly. For a block of time. And then increase it. Right? It's something that you will get used to. It's not comfortable. I see it all the time in communication with people, how uncomfortable it is to face something that might not be so serving to them. Like, is that something they don't like about themselves? It's so difficult for people to, it's uncomfortable. I can see it anyway. It's not comfortable, but it's necessary. And oftentimes, like, nothing comes out. You have to go, it has to be uncomfortable before it gets better, right? So that's what's up, family. I'm sorry with the finger in the camera. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. I just, solitude is not, it's not going to hurt you. It might be uncomfortable, but eventually it's going to heal you. Thank you for taking the time to listen, family. I love and I value each and every one of you. One love.